Now to a safety alert. Toyota recalling more than 120,000 Toyota and Lexus vehicles over a potential engine failure issue. The automaker says debris from the manufacturing process could contaminate the engine, and that could eventually lead the engine to stall.
Toyota built its truck reputation on one promise: buy it once, trust it for years. But that promise is cracking in public, because the newer Tundra's twin-turbocharged V6 is back in the headlines for the wrong reason. Another recall has just been added, and once again, Toyota is talking about machining debris, bearing damage, rough running, sudden power loss, and possible engine failure. This time, about 44,000 more trucks are involved. But the shocking part is not the number. It is that Toyota had already tried to stop this problem before. So if you own one of these trucks, or you are thinking about buying one, the question is no longer whether Toyota has a recall. It is whether your engine could be next.
Recall returns. The part that makes this recall different is not just that more trucks were added, it is that the problem points straight inside the engine, not at a cheap part bolted onto the outside. The affected trucks are 2024 non-hybrid Tundras with Toyota's 3.4-liter twin-turbocharged V6, the engine that was supposed to make the truck feel more modern without giving up the durability buyers expected. The problem starts with leftover manufacturing material. Inside an engine, it can become a blade. If that debris reaches the #1 main bearing, it can scratch the surface, disturb the oil film, and let heat and friction build where the crankshaft needs clean protection. From there, the symptoms can move fast: noise, rough running, lost power, or a dead engine.
That is why owners are not treating this like a minor recall. They bought the truck because Toyota was supposed to be the safe bet, the brand you choose when you do not want engine drama. And even though this campaign covers a specific batch, the worry spreads beyond those vehicle identification numbers. When the same engine family keeps producing the same kind of warning, people stop asking what failed and start asking what Toyota missed. And that is what makes this recall so damaging. Toyota was not supposed to be discovering this problem again. It was supposed to be past it already. The failed fix. The part that makes owners angry is simple. This was not supposed to happen again. After the earlier engine recalls, Toyota added extra manufacturing controls to remove debris from the engine assembly process. Toyota knew contamination was the problem, so the company changed the process to catch it better. But according to the newest recall information, engines built with those added controls can still have enough remaining debris to damage the #1 main bearing. That is the line that should make every Tundra owner sit up, because it means Toyota did not just find the same issue from the old process. The problem showed up after Toyota had already tried to control it. That does not prove every truck will fail, but it does mean the first solution did not fully close the door. That is where the conversation gets uncomfortable. Some people believe debris is the main cause. Others believe the engine design leaves very little room for contamination, especially around the bearing that keeps showing damage. One claim is about manufacturing. The other is about margin for error. That is not what loyal buyers thought they were paying for. They thought they were buying the safe choice. Instead, some are now wondering whether the safest badge in the truck world became too confident in its own reputation. And I want to hear from you on this one. When a brand known for reliability has the same kind of engine problem come back again, is that still forgivable, or does it change the way you look at the badge? Tell me in the comments, because Toyota can replace parts, but trust is a different story.
The recall chain. This did not start with one small notice and disappear. The first major recall came in 2024 and covered roughly 102,000 vehicles, including certain Tundra and Lexus models using the same engine family. Toyota connected the issue to machining debris that could remain inside the engine and damage internal components. Then the story grew. A second recall came later, adding roughly 127,000 more vehicles, including more Toyota and Lexus products connected to the same basic engine issue. That already told buyers this was not just a tiny production slip.
Now, the third recall brings in about 44,000 more 2024 Tundra non-hybrid trucks. Add the numbers together, and you are looking at more than 270,000 vehicles pulled into this broader problem across 3 separate campaigns. That is serious for any automaker. For Toyota, it lands even harder. The most damaging part is not just the total, it is the repetition. Same basic root cause, same bearing concern, same fear of engine damage, same owner anxiety. When a company built its name on long-term trust has to keep returning to the same engine family, the conversation changes.
And that question is exactly why owners are watching the newer trucks so closely. Once the problem spreads across multiple years, nobody wants to be the person who finds out later that their truck was part of the next batch. Still, recall numbers only tell part of the story. To understand why this issue can destroy an engine, you have to look at what is happening deep inside the block, inside the damage. The center of this failure story is the number 1 main bearing. That bearing helps support the crankshaft, one of the most important rotating parts inside the engine. If that bearing is damaged, the engine can go from normal to finished very quickly. Inside the engine, metal parts are moving under huge pressure. They are not supposed to grind against each other. A thin layer of oil keeps them separated. That oil film is the only thing preventing metal-on-metal contact. But if debris gets into that bearing area, it can interrupt the oil film. Once the surface gets scratched or stressed, the bearing can start to wear. More heat builds up. More friction appears. The damage spreads. Eventually, the engine may knock, lose power, seize, or shut down.
Some independent mechanics and owners have also pointed to the engine's overall layout. This is a twin turbocharged engine, which means it works under higher pressure than an older naturally aspirated engine. It also uses thin oil in the North American market, and the bearing area has to survive all of that load while staying protected by a very narrow oil film. That does not prove the design is the only problem. Toyota is pointing to debris, and debris can absolutely damage bearings. But the concern is that this engine may not have much room for error when contamination does get through. That is the part owners understand without needing an engineering degree. If one small piece of debris can take out a bearing, people are going to ask whether the engine is tough enough for real truck life. And for some owners, this is no longer a theory. It has already become a problem sitting in their driveway. Trust is breaking. Every recall number has a person behind it. Someone bought the truck, signed the paperwork, made the payment, and drove away thinking they had made the responsible choice. That is why this story hits harder than a normal defect.
Because the next part is where the conversation gets even more complicated. Some owners are watching this recall from the outside, even though they are using a very similar engine. The hybrid question. The hybrid situation is one of the most sensitive parts of this whole story. The non-hybrid Tundra is the one included in this newest recall, but Toyota also sells hybrid trucks and sport utility vehicles using the same basic engine family. That has created frustration among owners who feel they are being left in a gray area. To be careful, we should not say every hybrid is affected. We should not say Toyota is hiding a recall unless there is proof. But it is fair to say hybrid owners have questions. The hybrid version combines the twin turbocharged V6 with an electric motor. That changes how the vehicle behaves if the gasoline engine has trouble. Some people believe that difference may affect how the safety risk is evaluated. If a hybrid system can provide some limited movement, the failure may not be classified the same way as a non-hybrid losing power. But to an owner, that explanation may not feel satisfying. If the gasoline engine fails, the truck is still not right. It is still an expensive vehicle with a major problem. It still needs repair. It can still damage confidence.
That is why hybrid owners are watching every update closely. They want to know whether their engine is truly outside the problem or simply outside the current recall wording. That is a very important difference. Toyota may have technical reasons for drawing the line where it did, but from the owner's side, the message can feel confusing. Same engine family, different coverage, similar worries, different answers.
The longer those questions remain open, the more the old Toyota comparison comes back. Because there was a time when buyers did not need to ask this many questions about a Tundra engine. The old V8 problem. The older 5.7-liter V8 is the ghost standing behind this entire story. That engine was not perfect, but it earned something the new engine has not earned yet: deep owner trust. People knew it was thirsty. They knew it was not the newest design. They knew other brands had more technology and sometimes more impressive numbers. But the 5.7-liter V8 had a simple promise. It ran. It towed. It took abuse. It lasted. For many truck owners, that mattered more than a small fuel economy gain or a modern spec sheet. That is why replacing it was always going to be risky. Toyota was not just changing an engine, it was changing part of the Tundra's identity. The old truck was not the flashiest full-size pickup, but people respected it because it felt honest.
The twin turbocharged V6 arrived with more modern thinking: smaller displacement, forced induction, stronger advertised performance goals, and a powertrain built for a new era. On paper, that made sense. In the real world, truck buyers do not care about paper when their engine starts knocking. Every recall makes the old engine look better in memory. Every owner story makes the replacement decision look more questionable. Every delay makes people wonder whether Toyota traded old-school durability for modern complexity before the new engine had fully proven itself. Every automaker is under pressure to meet efficiency rules and compete on performance. But when modernization damages the trust that made customers loyal, the cost becomes much bigger than a recall campaign. And Toyota is not dealing with this in an empty market. Other truck makers are reading the room too. Toyota's trust problem. This recall story is not happening in isolation. The truck market is changing fast, and every company is trying to balance power, fuel economy, emissions pressure, and buyer expectations. Turbocharged engines are not automatically bad. Plenty of them have proven they can last when designed, built, and maintained properly. But Toyota had a different burden. It wasn't just selling a new engine. It was selling a new engine under the Toyota name. That means the expectations were higher from day one. A buyer might accept drama from a performance brand. A Toyota truck buyer expects boring reliability.
That is why this situation has become so damaging. The company's entire image is built around trust. For decades, Toyota owners have talked about high mileage like it was normal. So when a newer Tundra engine fails early, it clashes with everything people thought they knew. The competitive picture makes it worse. Ram has been listening to buyers who still want V8 power. General Motors continues investing in truck engines. Ford has had its own turbocharged engine controversies, but it also has years of real-world experience with EcoBoost trucks. Toyota entered this fight with a newer full-size truck engine and needed it to be clean, strong, and boringly dependable. Instead, the conversation is now about debris, bearings, recalls, and whether the next model year is safe. Once reputation starts slipping, it affects more than current owners. It affects people shopping used trucks, people comparing new models, and people who used to say, just buy the Toyota without even thinking. Now they are thinking, and that is Toyota's real problem. So if you own one of these trucks, or you are thinking about buying one, the next question is practical. What should you actually do right now? Owner warning. If you own a 2022, 2023, or 2024 Tundra with the non-hybrid twin-turbocharged V6, start with the basics. Check your vehicle identification number through Toyota's recall website or the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration recall website. Do not assume you are safe because you have not received a letter yet. If your truck is included, contact a Toyota dealer and ask what the current remedy status is. Some earlier repairs involved major engine work or replacement. For newer recall groups, the remedy may still be in process. That means owners need to stay proactive and keep records of every conversation. Watch the truck closely. Knocking noises, rough running, warning lights, loss of power, or unusual metal in the oil are not things to ignore.
With this engine issue, waiting and hoping can make the situation worse. If something feels wrong, document it and get the truck inspected. Hybrid owners should also pay attention, even if their vehicle is not included in the same recall. If symptoms appear, document everything. Report serious failures. Keep service records. The more complete the paper trail, the harder it is for anyone to dismiss the problem as random. And if you are shopping used, slow down. Check the vehicle identification number. Ask whether the engine has been replaced. Look at service history. Ask about recall completion. A discount is not a deal if you are buying someone else's engine headache. The goal here is not panic, it is protection. Some owners may never experience a failure, but blind trust is not a strategy anymore. And that brings us to the question hanging over the newest trucks on dealer lots.
Are newer trucks safe? This is the question owners and shoppers keep asking. Are the newer trucks finally clear of the problem? Toyota has said later engines use an improved #1 main bearing designed to better resist damage from debris. That sounds encouraging. It suggests the company identified a weakness and made a physical change, not just another cleaning process adjustment. But confidence does not come back instantly. Not after 3 recall campaigns. Not after owners were told fixes were coming. Not after the same general issue showed up again in engines that were supposed to be built under better controls. The newer trucks may be better. They may have a lower failure rate. They may eventually prove reliable over time. But truck buyers do not just buy based on what could happen. They buy based on what they trust. And right now, trust is the part Toyota is fighting to rebuild. The most uncomfortable possibility is that this story is not fully over yet. Maybe the newest bearing design solves the problem. But after the way this is unfolded, buyers are not wrong to want proof. That is where Toyota finds itself now. The company can publish notices, replace engines, update parts, and reassure owners. But the Tundra has already lost something that cannot be replaced in a service bay. It lost the automatic benefit of the doubt. And for a brand built on reliability, that may be the most expensive failure of all. Toyota can repair an engine. It can replace parts. It can send letters, update procedures, and tell owners a fix is coming. But trust is harder to rebuild because truck buyers remember how a vehicle made them feel. The old Tundra made people feel safe. Not flashy, not cutting edge, just safe. This new twin-turbocharged V6 has made too many owners feel uncertain, and uncertainty is poison in the truck world. So here is the real question. Would you still buy a new Tundra after all of this? Would you wait for more proof, or would you avoid this engine completely? Leave your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button if this helped, and subscribe for more straight talk on the auto industry.